Today we have to establish relation between electric current and drift velocity. For that we have supposed the length of the conductor is equal to L and area of cross section of conductor is equal to A. Therefore the volume of the conductor is equal to A into L, area into length. Now we have supposed the number of free electrons present per unit volume of conductor is equal to N. So therefore the total number of free electrons in conductor is equal to NaL. Now we suppose let charge on each electron is equal to E. Therefore total charge Q will be equal to NeAL. This is equation number 1. But we know velocity is equal to distance upon time. So therefore time will be equal to distance upon velocity. Therefore time will be equal to L upon Vt. But I is equal to Q by T. So from equation 1 and 2, in place of Q we can write NeAL upon in place of T we can write L upon Vt. This L and L cancel and this Vd comes into numerator. So I will be equal to NeAVt. This is the relation between electric current and drift velocity. Now with the help of this relation we can establish one more relation, that is relation between drift velocity and current density. For that, since I is equal to NeAVd, this A is cross multiplied, so I upon A is equal to NeVd. I upon A, that is current density, that is J, so J will be equal to NeVd. Today is Ohm's law, and according to Ohm's law, if the physical condition of a conductor remains same, then the potential difference across the ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. That means potential difference and electric current are directly proportional. Therefore V is proportional to I. If proportional is removed, we will get a constant that is denoted by R, and this R is known as resistance. So V is equal to R into I. Therefore R is equal to V by I. This R is resistance. Now the unit of the potential difference is volt and that of current is ampere. So R will be equal to volt upon ampere. But the unit of the resistance is ohm and its symbol is this one. The dimensional formula for potential is m to the power 1, L to the power 2, T to the power minus 3, A to the power minus 1, and that of current is A to the power 1. So therefore the dimensional formula of the resistance becomes m to the power 1, L to the power 2, T to the power minus 3 and A to the power minus 2. Then we can define this resistance. The resistance of a conductor is the obstruction posed by the conductor to the flow of electric current through it. It can also be defined as the resistance of a conductor is defined as the ratio of the potential difference across the ends of the conductor to the current flowing through it. The reciprocal of the resistance is known as conductance, and therefore we can write the reciprocal of resistance is called conductance of a conductor. Therefore conductance is equal to 1 by resistance. So C is equal to 1 by R. The unit of the conductance is ohm inverse or mho, and its dimensional formula is m to the power minus 1, L to the power minus 2, T to the power 3 and A to the power 2. Today we have to deduce the Ohm's law. Yesterday we have discussed the Ohm's law, and to deduce it we have considered since V is equal to E into R. In the previous chapter, if you remember, potential is equal to intensity into distance. So therefore intensity is equal to potential upon distance. Now we suppose the length of the conductor is equal to L. So therefore E is equal to V by L. But we know force is equal to intensity into charge, and we suppose the charge on an electron is equal to E. So therefore force will be equal to V upon L from equation 1 into E. But according to Newton's second law, of motion, acceleration A is equal to F upon m. So from equation 2, this acceleration A will be equal to EV upon ml. This is number 3rd. But suppose the initial velocity of the electron, that will be denoted by u, is equal to 0. So by first equation of motion, v is equal to u plus at. Here v is equal to final velocity. So v is equal to 0 plus, in place of a we can write ev upon ml into t. So therefore v is equal to evt upon ml. Remember, this capital V is potential and this small v is final velocity. But we know the relation between current and drift velocity is I is equal to NEAVD. So in place of this drift velocity, we have to substitute this velocity. So I will be equal to NEA into EVT upon ML. So cross multiplying this V, so we will get I upon V is equal to NE square. This E into E becomes E square AT upon ML. This will be inverted, so this V upon I will be equal to ML upon NE square AT, and this V upon I, you know, it is equal to R, so R will be equal to ML upon NE square AT.